But right now, we have EJ Sparks versus Jordan Clearwater. Let's head to the ring.
The following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Phoenix, Arizona, weighing in at 170 pounds, Phoenix's favorite son, EJ Sparks.
Welcome to the action here on Championship Wrestling. What a way to kick things off, a match between two of the top young rising stars in the United Wrestling Network. And here we take a look at Phoenix's favorite son, EJ Sparks, ready once again for battle.
And introducing his opponent, weighing in at 220 pounds, the Golden Boy, Jordan Clearwater.
What incredible momentum the Golden Boy has had since returning to action, and something you know all too well about, Blake. You've spent a lot of time with this youngster, working with him in the gym, training him on his striking. Your thoughts on the upsides of the Golden Boy?
As we saw in the last two matches, Jordan Clearwater's striking has come light years ahead of where it used to be. And EJ Sparks is a tough competitor who has fantastic striking as well. I expect to see a great stand-up match between these two competitors.
Two top young stars, as I mentioned. Jordan Clearwater coming off of victories over the likes of Jose Santiago and the impressive youngster Jack Cartwright. On the flip side, EJ Sparks had a close call for the United Television title, really gave champion Dan Joseph all he could handle. And then EJ Sparks and Dan Joseph teamed up, gained victory in that big United Wrestling Network showcase tag team match, defeating Danny Limelight Rivera, Papo Esco, and here we go. What a great match to kick things off. Late kick early there by EJ Sparks.
Absolutely. One thing I think worth noting is that both competitors came out and touched hands before the matchup, showing good sportsmanship. I'm a big fan of that.
Pillar of this great sport, that mutual respect. Bell to bell, you take each other to hell, and you can shake hands after. And there he was looking for that Midas touch right off there.
He was, and you see the way EJ Sparks reacted to that. You know this kid has been watching film on Jordan Clearwater, because he saw that kick coming and he made sure he was nowhere in range for it to land.
Talk to me about the impact of that Midas touch kick with the long limbs, powerful legs of Jordan Clearwater.
It is brutal. Like Jordan said, left leg hospital, right leg cemetery, and he is not playing around with that kick, as we saw in his last two matches.
This matchup just getting started. We'll be back right after this.
Need a quick roof repair, maybe 5, 10, 15 shingles?
Pro Shingle's new Speedy Shingle service is just what you need. It's quick, fast, and speedy.
They can help with even the smallest roofing repairs. Call Pro Shingle now, 901-258-6503.
The all-new Championship Wrestling podcast is presented by Be Free CBD. Hosted by Dustin Starr. We'll recap all the action, look ahead to what's coming up next, plus insights on the hottest feuds. BeFreeCBD.com joins forces with Championship Wrestling to help you be and feel your best.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Junior garlic bacon butter.
I'm excited.
Junior garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger. Junior garlic butter bacon burger.
I just want it right now.
From all of us at CW30, we want to thank you for making us #1 in your homes and now nationwide.
We can proudly say that we are the #1 CW station in the country, and it's all thanks to you.
Thanks for sticking by us. We'll continue to bring you great shows you want to see.
Last week on Championship Wrestling. Along with the action inside the squared circle, the drama was even more intense outside of the ring.
Nico's behavior in starting that riot here in the studio. You know, it's real hard to say this, but Nico was arrested, and I've been told that later on in the hour, he'll have a statement.
I've had to hire bodyguards, and I'm quite nervous for my safety, so I will say this quickly. I have here a document, signed, sealed, and notarized, with the advice of my attorneys, that effective immediately, the women's division at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is hereby canceled.
And it didn't end there.
Try! Get back here! Come on! Get power! Nico!
Plus, we announced our Championship Wrestling Drive-In SPOOKtacular, presented by Pro Shingle, featuring stars from AEW, Championship Wrestling, and your favorites from Memphis Wrestling. All that and so much more on the fastest hour in pro wrestling. Watch episode 79 in full on our official YouTube channel at CW30 Wrestling.
Welcome back, everyone, to Championship Wrestling. This thing kicking into a high gear now. EJ Sparks showing some great striking in his own right. Swing and a miss there by the Golden Boy. Nice shot, springboard style by EJ Sparks. Into the cover quickly now. Only a count of 1. So got to be impressed with the striking of EJ as well.
Both these guys are very high-level strikers. We saw them come out and kind of feel each other out at the beginning of the match, testing the range and seeing how each other were going to react. Now that they have an idea of that, they're going to war.
Kind of a battle of the roundhouse rhythm against the Midas touch. The primary weapon of both these competitors is to turn your lights out with a big kick. Nice arm drag takedown there by EJ Sparks. Starts to neutralize the Golden Boy. You've been working on a great camp for Jordan Clearwater because you've been working on the striking. Previously, he was under the tutelage of the likes of Ray Rosas at one point, but further back than that, none other than Carl the Machine Gun Anderson. So both come in extremely well prepared for this matchup.
Big strikes. Big strikes there by Jordan Clearwater. Jordan has a lot more power than you think. He's a big athletic dude, but he hits hard. And he has been tested in sparring with myself. He can take a shot, and boy, can he dish him out.
I was going to ask, as we see some scoring here in the striking department by EJ Sparks, have you been working on his defense as well when he's standing, since he's going to be throwing so many strikes?
We have, but EJ Sparks is such a high-level competitor that he's still landing on Jordan a little bit. You can see both guys battling for position here, trying to fight the hands, to get the hands to open up. Oh, beautiful judo throw by Jordan Clearwater. This is one of the things that we've been working on, is mixing things up.
Look out here. He had that. I thought maybe he might go for the Midas touch. You always got to be thinking it. Into the cover now after the reverse neck breaker, and only a count of 2. So he can go high impact with the offense in addition to the strikes.
Absolutely. He's very versatile in his moveset. He can throw strikes. He can grapple. He can do it all.
Got to mention it. What blockbuster news to kick things off on this episode. Despite Nico Marquez's best efforts, the women's division has not been canceled. In fact, anything but. We found out that we will have the creation of the first ever United Wrestling Network Women's Championship. Can't wait for that because the field is so impressive of competitors in the women's division.
That is huge news.
And what a matchup we have here, though, to kick things off. Jordan Clearwater now going to work. Shots to the body. And when you go to the body like that, does that help to eventually open up the head for the Midas touch?
Body shots, we call it in fighting money in the bank. It might not put him down right now, but it will for sure pay off later.
Following up now, Jordan Clearwater, nice neck step. Might say he executed it perfectly. Into the cover, does not elect to hook the leg. And if you're gonna pin EJ Sparks, you might really, he's got such powerful legs in his own right. Of course, he's so devastating with that roundhouse rhythm. He's got a lot of lower body power. Might want to secure that leg hook to get the win.
Jordan's been doing a good job of, when they're close enough in striking distance, of wrapping EJ up and slowing him down. He was getting the better of the striking exchanges early on in the matchup. And now Jordan Clearwater's been able to get his hands on him. He's been able to muscle EJ around a little bit.
Smothering EJ Sparks, sound strategy here. EJ Sparks, such a dynamic competitor. If you can ground him and snuff him out, so to speak, you can take away a lot of that offense. There's going to be no roundhouse rhythm from this grounded position. Fights his way back to a vertical base as EJ Sparks, showing a lot of hearts, but gets pounded down again. There's that deceptive power you spoke of from Clearwater. This is a slugfest. This is the type of fight you got to like, Blake.
I expected a stand-up war, and that's exactly what we're seeing. There's a little bit of grappling in there, but these boys are banging. Speaking of slugfest, we're going to see the tape fist event in the main event.
Yeah, and speaking of that women's division, a huge announcement to kick off the program and a huge main event to close it out. Tape fist matchup. Hopefully we'll actually see a conclusion. Big running clothesline, nowhere to go but down. I think the corner, the only thing holding up EJ Sparks at this point. What a physical battle this has been. A whole lot of placement on the pecking order here on the line. These are two great competitors that could factor into championship competition. That was a wicked enziguri, though. You heard it just echo off the walls of the Ocean View Pavilion. Oh, he's thinking, oh, big side kick. Clearwater's in trouble. He's rocked here, Blake. Cover. Can he put him away? No, not yet.
You know, Jordan Clearwater, like I mentioned earlier, he has sparred with me, and he has been tested in sparring. I have put it on this kid, and he is tough. So I'm not surprised that he kicked out there. If EJ Sparks can continue using his leg attacks, I think he can.
And I think this is where Sparks has the advantage, Blake, when he can go up top. You're not going to see too much high flying out of Jordan Clearwater, but you will out of Sparks. Nobody home there. Rolls through. Look out here. Big spine buster. Nice power move there. And shades of his mentor at one time, the machine gun, Carl Anderson.
Jordan Clearwater did a beautiful job there of hooking the leg to really get the pressure on those hips and the shoulder. EJ Sparks was able to kick out, but that was a good pin.
Look at EJ Sparks here. The eyes looking strange. I mean, that spine buster took a whole lot out of the gas tank of Phoenix's favorite son.
Like I mentioned earlier, Jordan's doing a great job of slowing EJ down when he's able to get his hands on him. When EJ has the freedom to move around, he's doing a great job of landing strikes on Jordan.
And that's why they call it high-risk offense. It's high reward if you hit it, high risk if you don't. And EJ Sparks finding that out the hard way. That opened the door for that spine buster, looking to follow it up. We've seen Jordan effectively utilize the power slam for victories in the past as well. Big elevated knee strike. Oh, looking for the roundhouse rhythm, but calls the audible. Comes up with the cutter. Huge win coming the way of Phoenix's favorite son. No, a lot of fight in Clearwater.
Jordan dug deep on that one. He was definitely in some serious danger.
Gotta like that, huh? There, Blake kind of feigned the roundhouse rhythm and then transitioned into the cutter, keeping Clearwater guessing.
That was a beautiful cover by EJ Sparks. He hooked the outside leg, preventing Jordan from being able to get his foot on the ropes and get a rope break on the pinfall.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point. Ring positioning, so important. And just more proof. And here we see that kickboxing expertise, the background. One of the biggest weapons in the arsenal of EJ Sparks are those kicks.
So we've shown him several counters to kickboxing because we knew this matchup was coming. And that right...
Hey, check. Oh, no, there it is.
Beautiful.
Wow. Midas touch turned into gold. Indeed.
Beautiful. Just as I was saying it, about the defense for the round kick.
Winner, Jordan Clearwater.
So you asked about the counters for the round kick, and that was it exactly. As you can see in the replay, Jordan lifts his left leg, checks the kick, uses the right push kick to get EJ Sparks to bounce off the ropes and come right back into that Midas touch. And EJ Sparks is down and out.
More intensity than we've ever seen. The Midas touch has been money indeed for Clearwater. We'll be back after this.
Fans, Jordan Clearwater is on a roll.
Another knockout style Midas touch from the Golden Boy and another big victory. And man, he just beat former 3-time Arizona State champion EJ Sparks. That's not easy to do, Rhea.